Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and welcome back once again to the channel. You guys good? Man, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from whatever part of the world you're watching MisterJaay from. And it's always love to stop by and then we talk, you feel me? On this vlog, I wanted to talk about the whole issue of nationalizing foreign entities in Africa. And the question should be like this: should African governments start nationalizing foreign or multinational corporations and companies in their countries? Man, before we do get started, please do not forget, man, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and hey, turn on your notifications so that whenever we drop something, you be the first to get it. And hey, I would like you to always engage with MisterJaay in the comment section. Leave your comment, let me know exactly what you think. So, ladies and gentlemen, during the period of independence, where some African nationalists and activists were actually fighting for the liberation and the independence of African states, we all know that it was not an easy battle. A whole lot of independence pushes were crushed brutally by the European colonizers. But eventually, that was something that was meant to be. So most of our African countries became independent in quotes. Now the question is, once they gained their independence, what did these African leaders and nationalists do to ensure that their countries prospered? Now that's a debatable question, because we can see that 60 years on, there are questions asked. Did independence actually help these African countries to grow, or it just helped put in place neo-colonialist people who were suddenly doing the jobs for the colonizers? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to talk about the situation of Burkina Faso. You guys know that a couple of years ago, man, this strong man came into power. He goes by the name Captain Ibrahim Traore, President Captain Ibrahim Traore, and he has been doing a whole lot for that country, and he has been pushing for a whole lot of changes, which, although small, we can see that he is actually taking his people to a better direction. Reasons why: recently he was voted to stay there for another 5-year term. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this man, one of the greatest moves that he has been trying to make is ensuring that his people have the economic power, the power to dictate how the economy should flow. And in doing that, recently, man, he just nationalized 2 multinational companies that were actually actively involved in the mining sector of Burkina Faso. Yes, we all know that a couple of months ago, this man inaugurated the construction of a gold refinery. Now, gold refineries are a big deal, because gold refinery will keep jobs in Burkina Faso, and it would help Burkina Faso actually process its gold so that it could be sold to the general market. And we all know that most of the gold from Africa goes through Dubai and then is sold to Europe and the rest of the world in the guise of Dubai gold. But we all know that Dubai doesn't have gold mines. Now, this man recently nationalized 2 mines. Now, let's go back to history, man, ladies and gentlemen. During the period of nationalist moves all across Africa, man, some leaders were vehemently criticized by the West and the Allies for nationalizing Western companies in Africa, in different parts of Africa, that were actually not benefiting the Africans or the government or the people of Africa. And we could talk about the situation in Zimbabwe, where late Robert Mugabe was highly condemned and criticized when he actually nationalized a whole lot of British companies that were put in place that were not even benefiting the people of Zimbabwe. Now, that is a story of yesteryears. Fast forward, man, this time around, this young leader who came into power with the vision of the fallen hero, man, Thomas Sankara, he has decided that, you know what, since as we are actually building a gold refinery in this country, we need to ensure that we actually own the mines. So what did he do? He went into conversation, to be a kind leader, because back in the days, leaders just told them, hey, it's time, up and leave. Just like what Uganda's Dada Idi Amin did. You feel me? But then this man was like, you know what? Let's come to the table. Let's discuss. And he brought into the table, man, Endeavour Mining and Lilium Mining, a British and an American company that were actively involved in the mining sector in Burkina Faso. Now think about it. These multinational companies, they come into your country, they buy licenses, and then they mine the natural products, and then they send it to their home countries to refine, and then they sell to the whole world. They will put it like, this is gold from America, whereas, or gold from Britain. Whereas this gold actually came from Africa. And that didn't actually help the government. That didn't actually help the government of Burkina Faso. But because the previous presidents were there and they were like puppets to these Western powers, they didn't say anything as long as they received some form of kickbacks. But this leader came in with a different mindset. He came in with the mindset of, I'm going to help my people get to a level of sustainability where they can actually provide for their family. Because you know that in a country, once you ensure that your youths get employment, they can fight and they can grow in your country. There will be no need for them to be dying in the Mediterranean trying to get to the West. Whereas these are the same Western people that do not want them, and they are the same Western people who have some of their companies stealing the natural resources from Africa and starving these young people. So this young leader was like, no, I'm going to stop that. So there was a conversation where these companies were asking for at least $300 million so that they can leave. But eventually the government decided, you know what, I'm going to pay you $80 million, which it was $60 million for the mine and then $20 million for a few things that they owed. So it amounted to $80 million. Now this is the question. So many people, I've seen a whole lot of comments online, and then I've seen a whole lot of people praising this man. I, for one, I think that that is the best way to go. I personally do think that Western multinationals across Africa, they do not benefit the economies of Africa. The only thing they do is plow back money, take the capital out of Africa, steal the mine, and then they sell it to the world, and the money stays in their own coffers. Take the example of Niger, where France was actually, a French company was actually mining uranium, and they were buying it at cutthroat rates, less than, €1 per kilo, and they were selling it abroad for 200. That is a large margin of money that would have stayed into the Nigerian coffers. But guess what? That company was helping the government of France to benefit. Now let's come back to Burkina Faso. Now, there are some benefits to nationalizing companies in your own territory, especially mining. When we look at mining in Burkina Faso, we can see that Burkina Faso is one of the top producers of gold that is coming out of Africa. You feel me? And when we talk about gold, man, gold is that element, gold is that resource that he would sell anywhere on earth. Any country you take real gold to, the value doesn't change as long as it is the standard. If you sell a kilo of gold in India, it's the same amount that will be sold in New York, as long as it is refined. Now, let me say this though. I want us to discuss a few things, man. There are social and economic benefits of nationalizing multinational or foreign companies in your country, and I want us to look at some of these things. Let's start with the social benefits to Burkina Faso. Now, first thing is going to improve local employment opportunities for the people in Burkina Faso. So many people in Burkina Faso will be able to gain jobs to work in these mines directly under the government. The second thing is going to enhance community development, because money from that gold is actually going to help people be able to organize themselves to build their community up so that the country grows. And then the next social aspect, the social benefit of nationalizing this gold mines from Endeavour Mining and Lilium Mining is that the profit is going to be reinvested into public services like healthcare, education. Think about it. That money and the profit used to go in the pockets of Endeavor Mining and Lilium. These are British and American companies, and it wasn't doing any good. Now that this young leader has nationalized this mining, the profits are going to go into these public services, and it might also give local communities some control over resource management and help address inequalities. Now, those are some of the social benefits. Now, I want us to look at the economic benefits of actually nationalizing these mines, man. The first thing is, it's going to increase the revenue for the state. Yes, when we talk about the government will gain direct control over the profits from gold mining, which could significantly increase the national revenues. Think about how much gold is being sold globally, the international market. Think about them mining and refining the gold there, because raw and then refine is different thing. Now then when they sell, the profit will stay in the coffers of the government, and that is going to increase the revenue for the government. These funds could be used to fund infrastructures, social programs, and public services. The great things that this whole thing is nationalizing these mines will do to the Burkina Faso government. This is a move by a great leader. The second thing is going to diversify, like economic diversification. With the revenues from the gold, the government could invest in other sectors of the economy. Now think about that. Gold is a great natural resource to have in abundance. Now when you use the profit, when you use revenue from that to diversify into agriculture, because he talked about creating a plant that was going to process tomatoes, and he's doing that. And he also talked about in investing in agriculture so that Burkina based citizens, they could actually get involved in cash cropping. And this is something that he's going to do. And then when you diversify the economy, the revenue from gold, you can also take it to manufacturing, which we just talked about, the whole tomato processing plant. And then the government could invest in other sectors of the economy. Education, think about it. Healthcare. This is enormous economic benefit. The next is it was going to stabilize revenue streams for the Burkina Faso government. Nationalizing could potentially provide a more stable stream compared to fluctuating private sector investment and market volatility. But yes, this is a good thing, because once you stabilize revenue streams, a government, the currency, and the people be happy, and there's growth. The next one is the local value addition. Now, once you nationalize a gold mine, this is going to allow for more and more potentially creating jobs for the people. Now this is big value, because people who could not work in these mining companies when it was under the foreign companies or foreign entities, now they will be able to do so. Now these are some of the benefits that come with this whole move by Captain Ibrahim Traore. I want you to leave a comment down the comment section and let me know exactly what you think. Is this a good move? Or is this a bad move? And I want you to back it up. Let's have that conversation. Stay blessed, and hey, we out of here. Peace.